Hi and welcome back to Milestones with Matty. Today we've got Christopher Noodles Mayne, who's playing his 100th game this week. Mayne, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Matty.
So your 100th game, mate, which gets your name on the locker. Who else is on the locker currently?
Shane Parker was games record holder, 238 before Pav. And I think the first day I rocked up to the club, Reece and Clayton were fighting over the number 10, and I was happy to take 23 and more privileges as well, and honoured. So to be able to take Shane Parker's number and be the second Fremantle player in history to wear that jumper, I wear it with great honour.
So we've had some questions fired in from the Twitter sphere, mate. So Tendai Mzungu wants to know where does the nickname Noodles come from?
Well, as Tendai knows, he's probably one and yourself that have really made the name stick. But the original nickname comes from Nick Lower. We were on a bus and he told a story about one of the players from Port Adelaide who had noodle hair and jumped out of a bush and got called Noodles. And ever since then, I think Tendai, as soon as he heard that, his neck snapped and he called me Noodles straight away. And from then it stuck, and there's been a good handful at the club that have kept it going, but it has slowly caught on and everyone's going with it.
I'm not sure if I agree wholeheartedly with this next question, but it says your defensive pressure is second to none and appears to be a natural part of your game. Have you been developing this from a young age?
Oh, look, yeah, I think it's just a part of football. Every coach I've always played under speaks about two-way running. When you don't have the ball, what pressure can you apply on the opposition teams to get the ball back for your mates? And I think knowing how hard all my mates work and teammates work on the day, I just think that every opportunity I get to put pressure on someone to hopefully turn the ball over or get the ball back means it's less running for them.
And what are your plans for post-football?
I'd love to be... I'm doing sports science at the moment at uni because I've done level 2 in coaching and footy and have worked with the State 16. So I'd like to be a coach. I'd also like to be a PE teacher. So one of the private schools, be the head coach, PE teacher there. And if I can keep ticking it off while I'm in the system, I can be a senior coach when I'm finished.
Sounds good, mate. I'll come run the water for you if you want.
Yeah, no worries.
How did you get those quads so big? Simon needs some tips on that one.
I'd say genes. My dad has massive quads, very athletic when he was playing football and cricket, and I think my dad could have really gone somewhere in sport, but I can't really say unfortunately, but my mum and dad had me at a very young age, and their dreams had to go on hold and they had to raise me, and I think that's why I always cherish what my mum and dad have done for me throughout my sporting career. They've given up something that was probably important to them, with dad with cricket and footy and mum with netball, and to have me at a young age and make me their number one focus. I think every moment I get to live my dream, I just want to do them proud, and because of everything they've done for me.
Magnus Newman has said, your set shot is arguably the straightest in the AFL, and have you ever considered straightening those noodle hair locks?
I actually have straightened my hair once before in Colts footy. We had a recovery session and I was just getting a haircut done and I got it straightened at the same time, and I walked in and all the boys, one of my best mates, David Myers, was in the pool with a couple of other boys, and they had to take a few looks at me before they understood who it was, and funny enough it came down to about my shoulders, but once I jumped straight in the water it just bounces back to the curls, as I say. And in my family, I think my dad, his two brothers have shaved it, and me and granddad are still repping the curly bob.
Chris, you're a very passionate club man, obviously loving Fremantle, but you're very big on your Perth Demons as well, even though Claremont have got the wood over them lately. What is it about footy clubs that you love so much?
I just like to know where you come from, your grassroots. Being a part of the Belmont Football Club growing up, into Perth Footy Club and then into Fremantle, whenever I get an opportunity to go back to those clubs, I do, and I really do like going back there purely because that's where I grew up. I think I just love the camaraderie, as we've got our brotherhood here and the boys, just because they do become your brothers and your mates, and everything you possibly can do in life, and whether there's ups and downs, they're always going to be there.
What's been the highlight over your 100-game career so far?
I definitely nearly have to say one of the highlights for me was my first game. Just that moment of being told you're going to play AFL footy. As a kid, you dream about doing it, and then being put on an AFL list doesn't really mean you've actually become an AFL player yet. And in some players' minds, it's not really till you get 100 games, even 50, before you can call yourself an AFL player. But my first game, just how proud I was to put on the number 23 jumper and run out there with my teammates at the time that I've formed a bond with, and to have my parents, all my family and friends, everyone supporting me in the stands, knowing that I was living my dream was such a special moment for myself.
Thanks for joining us today, mate, and all the best for the weekend.
No worries, Johnny. Thanks, mate.